Welcome on into this Monday. I'm glad to see you here, but man, what a really emotionally just tug at your heartstrings weekend. There were so many stories that just really got to me, from laying to rest of Deputy Brandon Gaede from North Central Kansas, Phillips County. If you recall, he's the man who went in during an attempt to arrest a person over illegal fireworks. There was a fight between him and the suspect. The suspect, as he was being arrested, shot at the deputy. The deputy fired back. Both of them died. Just a lot to weigh on you, to think about that. I think of, in stories like this, certainly the families involved, Deputy Gaede's, the family of the suspect, because, he leaves family behind as well. It's a small community, so I'm sure some people are really torn by both individuals being gone. And so that's hard. And then seeing the devastation from Texas. Gosh, all of that flooding and all the people that died this weekend is just horrible. Of course, thinking of Camp Mystic and all those missing little girls. And, for me, it's very relatable because for many years, from elementary to college even, really, I spent time in not quite Texas. It was like Texoma. So I would spend my summers a week long, mind you, at church camp in Medill, Oklahoma. And Medill, Oklahoma is like right by the Texas border. And granted, it's not by a river and everything, but, it's a church camp, it's a getaway. And, to think about all the things that take place, the excitement of going to camp and how fun it is, and the care packages and parents sending their kids off and picking them up, and it's just all that's changed for those families. And not just those families, a number of people in their community as well, deeply affected by this. So my heart goes out to them. And for journalists, and I'm not saying that journalists should be put onto a higher level or anything like that and compared to the emotion, but for them to navigate telling the story is really hard, and it can take an emotional toll on you too, because you're talking to the families, you're talking to the friends, and it might be their community and they're trying to figure it all out. So to me, it's just a really, really, really tough weekend to bounce back from. Of course, it being a holiday weekend, and for many of us, I assume here, because you're watching, that it turned out to be okay, that you're doing all right, and I hope you are. We had a very good weekend with the family, but man, when all of this stuff came out on all these different stories, and there's so much more, it's just, it weighs heavy on you. So I hope that as we navigate this week, that weight can be lifted and you can be elevated in your faith or your work or whatever guides you through, because there is positive in the dark. I'm not saying that the sadness of these people passing has positivity, but I do believe that community and, your whatever keeps you going, that will carry you through. And so that's what I look at in times of tragedy or tragic stories, is what can carry me through. And I hope you find that something, and it does it just for you.